that women are really superior to men in some
That's great that you should say so, Antonio. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you and sorry again.
No, I understand totally. And I think sometimes because we are able still here in our part of the world to appreciate such beautiful things, we feel guilty because many people are not. And it doesn't seem quite fair.
Yeah.
I feel that anyway.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. So can I just come back to the question about language? Did anybody, Elizabeth said using multisensory language.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you noticed?
The use of poses, the rhythm.
Lots of pauses to allow people to process.
Yeah, so
absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Anna Maria, yes.
The rhythm and tone of voice was very
soft voice.
Yes.
Very slow.
Very slow.
Very soft.
Rhythm.
Lots of pauses.
Soft voice.
And also, I think somebody said multisensory. So what can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel?
What can you feel?
And also, two very key things. If you're writing these, sorry, Maria Antonietta.
I noticed that you didn't tell us exactly what to see or what to touch.
That's
or what to
so
hear.
important. It's very important.
And then we made our own images in our mind.
Yeah. Because if I say too much, if I'm too specific, it may be in contrast with what you're experiencing. And that is not good. That brings you out of the relaxation. Absolutely. So we call that artfully vague language. So I said, see the colors. I didn't say, see the trees, because perhaps you didn't have any trees. Yeah, perhaps it was snowy. I don't know. So see the colors, hear the sounds, or hear the silence. Everything was very vague so that you can make your own pictures, hear your own sounds, feel your own feelings. Very, very important. The other thing I did, in case you want to write these for yourself, and if you do, by the way, if you decide you want to write a guided visualization for yourself or for your students, and you want to send it to me to look at, I'm very happy to do that, okay? So please do. Sorry, Maria Antonietta.
Many years ago, I had some visualization with my students, and which is a very difficult thing to do because not all of them, when you do this kind of things, not all of them are convinced of what they are doing. So there was a bit of laughing, you know. Okay, but there was a group of, yeah, but there was a group of people, students who were very focused, were really focused on the visualization. It was not a walk on the hill or on the mountain, because I'm not very fond of a mountain, maybe hills. But I don't like, it was a walk along the beach, near the sea. Yeah, and then they arrived at near a wood, and they entered the wood, and in the wood there was a friend waiting for them, etc. And at the end of the lesson, I asked them to write something, and if they liked, if they wanted, they could give me what they have read, what they ever had written, with no signature. So I didn't want to intrude
anonymously.
Yeah. So I got many things. Most of them were normal, but there was one that was very, very nice. It was a poem, and I didn't realize which of my students had written that poem. I thought that it was another one. Actually, it was a very shy, sensitive student who wrote it, and I only knew that at the end of the school year. But it was a really very nice poem. If I can find it, I will send it to you.
Please do. Please do.
It
That
was
would be
really
lovely to
beautiful.
have. Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I think, does anybody else want to say anything? The other thing I was going to say to you about the language is it's really good to use the present tense. So a lot of, as you're walking, look around at the colors you can see. As you walk up and up, you notice blah, blah, blah. Everything present simple or present continuous to really help them experience in the moment, okay? That's important as well. I think we've mentioned everything. And lots of choices. I did give you the choice at the beginning. You could choose a hill or you could choose a mountain.
Mountain.
Originally, I used to tell people it was a mountain, and I thought afterwards, maybe because I'm getting older, I thought perhaps they don't want to be climbing a mountain. Perhaps a hill is plenty big enough. So I think it's great to give people choices so they can choose what's most appropriate for them. Okay. And at the end, we did something when I said to you, while you're here, allow a word or a picture to come to your mind. Did any of you manage to do that? Did you have a word? Any of you? Just put up your hand. You don't have to tell us what it was. No? No words? Any pictures? Pictures. Okay. Okay. That's the process called anchoring. It's associating a picture or a word to a particular feeling of being on top of the hill and feeling a sense of achievement. Okay. So it means if you want to get back to that feeling again, if you just say the word in your head or see that picture, it will take you back to that moment. It's like an association. Okay.
Excuse me, there is Elizabeth Cicconi who has written that she has taken some photos of her walk this morning, walking up a soft hill. And she is asking if she can share her screen and show the photos.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've actually sent you the link to the photos, Maria
Yes.
Antonietta.
Okay,
now and also to Jane. When I did my visualization, I was thinking about my walk this morning.
Okay.
Walk. Yeah. So
you can share that.
Are we about to see this?
If you can share them, Maria Antonietta, because I can't.
Absolutely, you can.
I think it's better if you share them yourself, because now you are allowed to do that if you want.
I'm allowed to. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It would take longer if I did that myself, you know.
Okay, just a second then, and I'll get them up first. So, okay. I didn't realize that I could do that, so that's why I asked you. I'll just open them up. Yeah, it's just strange because I visualized that walk that I did this morning. So
walking up a soft hill.
Yes, yes.
That sounds good. That sounds great.
Okay, good. I'll show you. So go back. I've got them ready. So just go back to the screen sharing thing. Okay, a minute. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, so.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so this was, okay, This was at the start, some nice flowers.
Oh, wow. What flowers are those?
I really don't know. They're just wild flowers. They're white wildflowers. If someone, I'm not good with flowers. Maybe Marisa can tell us what they are. My friend Marisa, maybe.
Huh.
And anyway, this was the road. This was going up.
I think they're wild cherries.
Okay, this was going up, and then I stopped and I looked back down at the road I had done already behind me, you know? So, and then again.
When you turned back and you saw how far you'd come.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just thought about it. And this was from the top, looking
Oh,
down.
how lovely. Whereabouts is that?
Yeah, so it was just, that was my visualization, thinking about my walk this morning. And then I thought that, you know, I also had the photos.
How amazing. What a coincidence.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
That's lovely, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. How amazing.
Thank you to you.
Okay. So just to finish off, it's been a bit of a bits and pieces session and trying to kind of balance the past and the present and worrying about Ukraine at the same time. I'd like to end by finishing the story. So if you're sitting comfortably, do you remember we got to the point in the story? Does anybody know the ending, by the way? You do, yeah, yeah. Have you heard me tell it before, or have you just read it?
I will mute myself.
Yes, and also it's in your book, which it's my sort of Bible.
Oh,
For many
brilliant.
years.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
in your
what's-
hand. It's the title of the book.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're doing this story with students at all, if you ever want to use it, it's a really nice idea to start it in the way I did. Stop before the end and keep the end to the end of the lesson. That kind of maintains the momentum and the motivation. Okay, so the two girls had gone up to the wise old man, and the girl with the butterfly had said, "Oh, wise old man, I have a butterfly in my hand, and I want you to tell me, is it alive or is it dead?" And the old man looked at the two girls for a moment, and he sort of played with his beard. He had a long beard. And then he thought for a moment, and he smiled slightly. And he leant forward and he said to the girls, "My dears, it's in your hands." Okay, so that's a nice story. And it is. And I think that's a wonderful story to tell students because it is in their hands. Yes, there are things which are not in our hands, and there's lots of things life can throw at us. But what is in our hands is choice, as Viktor Frankl wrote about in his book. We all have a choice. The circumstances may be terrible or they may be wonderful. How we respond to those circumstances is up to us. It's not up to anybody else. And I think that's very relevant for everything that's happening in Ukraine at the moment. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you've got something out of it. And hope to see you again one day. Bye-bye.